Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side is Swedish forces with Bram. On the top right side is the yellow British, we have Passi 99. Let's see now. Swedish is going to collect up these southern trinkets down here, treasures. We do have this one here as well. We'll be dealing with these wolves. We'll get that little treasure there. Looks like this one, maybe I'm for this one here. Doesn't want to deal with these wolves just yet. It will give me a pet wolf as well. And it does claim, yellow does claim that one. Blue tried to steal it. And blue is really angry that he has grabbed it. Does inside the town center there, but right now it does get some bit of damage onto this explorer. Yellow's explorer is down quite a bit of health. He's just currently giving them a run around, though there may be a lack of mobility right there. Getting some damage onto this explorer now. He's really trying to bash him down with that his melee attack. And now it looks like he is receiving some town center fire. Does get forced back now. 60 health, barely managed to escape out of there. Let's see, House of Orenburg. You can get out some Royal Hunters, Royal Huntsmen, and Northern Musketeers. Neither side appears to have gone for any ships. Oh, nope, Yellow has deployed out a ship out here. It is a Ocean Carrack. Wait, that's not Yellow, is it? That is just shipping lanes. Never mind. I saw the yellow dot here thinking that was his, but nope, that's just the shipment location. Of course, you can always set up trading posts here to get a bit of extra XP. The Swedish player has deployed out a couple torps here, which automatically collects nearby resources. Over the English does affect some manners, or a bit more expensive, and does give you a free villager upon completion. So Yellow does have a slight villager advantage at the moment. Of course, the Swede has their own little economic benefits here. Not decided to deploy out any ships yet, fishing ships. And a good number of moose on the field here for extra food. And they are both herded close into next to the town centers. These ones are being These smaller moose, caribou, are being hunted as well. And the English player has now advanced to the next age. More manor house going on up. One thing that the British can do is they can focus more heavily on wood and or get more manor houses to get boom up with some additional villagers. We do now have a defensive outpost here, very nice, as well as a barracks. Currently I have the English player selected. Looks like the Swedish player is eyeing for some of these Carolines. Carolines are a musketeer, counters heavy, counters cavalry from range, charge quickly. They're gunpowder, heavy infantry, ranged infantry, infantry land unit. So they're a heavier infantry unit. And now I do got a big wave of torp wagons now pulling on the field. It does pull out a lot of torp wagons around this gold deposit. So this one's getting a little bit blocked by these villagers. This particular villager, that lady needs to move out of the way. And there we go. Now it does get it built. Does pull a torp wagon near this gold deposit, or silver mine I should say, not gold. Coin deposit. And now I do have these Carolines advanced forward. There's just a small group of 4. We have a market here. What does the English player have? He's getting out a line of musketeers. That's inside the town center. Some of these villagers are a little bit exposed. Does go ahead and get inside more into the town center as well. Doesn't appear to have got any villager kills there. Trying to get more pot shots in. These 2 remaining Carolines are falling on back. Now I do got a line of musketeers that have been employed on the field. More Carolines now pulling the field. That's 5 right there. This settler advancing on 4. The settler may want to fall back. Does get a shot there. Villager's taking a bit of damage there. And does draw fire and does lose the villager in the end. Now we do have these more Carolines right there. We do have a switch. He does have 9 Carolines out over here. Versus these 5 musketeers. Musketeers do have 23 attack, 150 health, as well as a 3 attack speed. Or rate of fire. Over here, these guys do have fast attack speed, but lower damage, 19 versus 23, but they do fire faster, 12 range versus 12 range. So they are comparable. And I've got a line of longbowmen being put on the field, as well as some steel traps for better huntable collections. A good amount of collection right here. Now got these large number of Carolines advancing forward. Does find a volley on hit, killing some of these villagers. Does have a line of longbows. They have 16 attack, a staggering 22 range. So they would be a good backline to support out with some musketeers. They have 16 attack. They do bonus damage versus heavy infantry, in which Carolines are heavy infantry. So the longbowmen are a soft counter to them, doing a slight bonus damage. Nothing too significant, however. We got more English longbows being employed on the fields, going a bit more of a counter force. English longbows, if I'm not correct, they're relatively cheap as well. Musketeers are 75-25. Longbowmen are wood, 60-40, so their total cost is still 100. But their good range makes it a pretty good item to mix in matchup to get the Alpha Strike. And now the Alpha's not being under fire. And that score does go down. Siege attack for longbows is 6 as opposed to the, which is still the same as musketeers as well, so they don't get any increased range for their siege attack. Outpost has been destroyed. So got the town center firing away. More longbows not being pulled on the field. Right now, blue's eyeing for, is that a Gatling gun? A leather cannons. There's a leather cannon. It's a lightweight cannon. They're getting hit significantly. Does lose one of the leather cannons. They do have 40 attack, and they both have gone down. Carolines now engaging melee. Looks like blue Carolines are great in melee. They have 20 attack. Musketeers only have 13 attack, so the Carolines got a massive. The leather cannons threw a lot of fire, so the Carolines can bop all those guys. More of these musketeers. Now they're getting overwhelmed by the Carolines. Musketeers are falling back. Carolines in fast pursuit. Longbowmen, they have even less melee attack as well. And the Carolines are slowly being whittled down. Longbows have 95 health. The Carolines do have 150 health, so the longbows do have a lot less health. Their effects just range. Musketeers has 150 health, same as the Carolines. Carolines now going to melee. Does gun them down. More longbows being pulled on the field. More Carolines being pulled on out. We've got a good number of longbowmen now supporting out the musketeers. And blue's being forced back. You got another wave of 10 being employed on out. The English player has a lot of villagers queued up, going for more musketeers and then longbows. Does get his musketeers maxed out, so he has another 10 musketeers in the back line. Not decided to spoil out any trade at the moment. More longbows now in the build queue, very nice. He just needs one more in the queue. Now it looks like I've got a 700 gold shipment. Longbows have been deployed on out, so yellow has a significant army. If you take a look at the max population, got 52, 86, so it's about 34 military units. Over here, just 60 and 31, so we've got 32 versus, or 34 versus 29. That villager does get gunned down. The English player does have more villagers on the field thanks to those manners, while his opponent still has a good gold income thanks to these torps. Now they're Eisenberg torps, or Engelsberg torp. I'm probably butchering the names like normal.
Ich Majestät?
Right now, the Swedish player has a massive reserve of resources going for the exiled prince. Carolyn's now advanced on forward. We could see a good flank here. Some of these villagers need to back off from this region. His opponent is going for the adventurer. I'm not sure what those shots I was hearing. He may have been gunning down some of these caribou.
Commandment.
Got another wave of longbows. Does have armor 42 on the field. More Carolyns are now here.
Ich Majestät?
Got army of 39, so their force numbers are quite similar. The English is a bit more specialized than his opponent. We do now have the veteran Carolyn research. His opponent will need to go for a lot of veteran research. It's going for a large number of longbows now. Starting to touch down more of these torps, which is economic damage to his opponent. The English already has maxed out population, so does the Swedes. And that torp does go down. Doesn't appear to be any trading posts deployed on the field just yet. They're both in a fortress age. You can deploy out these veteran northern musketeers, which are low in hit points by high damage, benefits from promotions. Got this massive force pushing forward to 49 units versus 67, so the English does have more numbers. The longbows will find a good volley there, but the longbows have less health. And those longbows can hit first, and the musketeers are sort of hitting the back. Got the veteran longbow research. Still no veteran research in the musketeer. That's still being put on outfield. So the Carolyns are technically more advanced than his opponent's army, but just simply outnumbered. Let's see. Over here, got two falconets. Now it's down to force. Had a force of 48 remaining. So these villagers are trying to get gunned down. These villagers need to back on off. Over here, got 27 Carolyns, so he did lose a significant amount of forces, so his longbows being very effective. And now with these falconets, that's going to cause a lot of issues for Blue. Blue right now is going for just more Carolyns, has 3 queues for them. And looks like he's dying to build his own falconet. Sometimes the gold deposits are starting to run low. Yeah, but a lot of or silver deposits, these coin deposits are starting to run low for the Swedes. We still got a bit of coin down here for the English. This coin deposit has been cleaned up. It's just the mini-map icon's still there. The English has, of course, deployed out a large number of longbows, which do not require gold. So, this coin deposit is not exactly won't be lasting much longer for the English, to say the least. Now I do have, looks like platoon fire. Carolyns inflict more damage with the range attack, especially the heavy cannon shock, so they get additional 10% damage per V. I hear a bunch of what sounds like fishing ships.
Yes,
yep.
come on.
Now I've got some fishing boats onto the whale to give the English a bit of gold out at sea as well. We've got a massive line of falconets now on the field. Okay, whatever. That sound effect of these fishing ships are very loud. There's nothing I can do against that. We've got 2 falconets versus 4. All of them packed up at the same time. Or, nope, that don't get cancelled. We have more fishing ships being pulled out by the English. And now he's going for a culverin. Very nice. Longbowman will find a good volley there. You know how the veteran Carolines see a bit of damage there. Veteran Longbowman received quite a bit of damage there as well. Got falconet versus falconet. One of blue's falconets does go down. Yellow's going to lose his second one. 2 culverins on build queue. He desperately does need those. These villagers need to back out over there. They can hunt for this caribou, that reindeer. Now I do have the artillery foundry right there. Does put a pair of falcon or culverins there. Culverins now lining up shot. Does take out one of the falconets, but one of them severely is down. The other culverin is now down. This falconet has very little health remaining. Carolyn's going to melee. Got these musketeers trying to kind of melee down those cannon as well. Longbow now receiving the hits. Got villagers now firing as well. He's going to lose some villagers. That's got both those falconets. So now got a culverin back here. That can be ignored for now. Longbowman's still in good numbers, getting some good volley, but I think they're overkilling a little bit too much. As well as also with projectile weapons, they can overkill. He's advanced a bit more up north, get those villagers out of this area.
Yes.
You can deploy out some fishing ships for our food sources as well. Right now the Brit is very low on all resources. Opponent has a massive reserve of all resources. More longbowmen being put on the field. That explorer could be focused down quickly enough. There we go, the explorer does go down. And we actually got a good number of Swedish villagers right there. I'm not sure what they were doing. They may have been misrallied. There's some good food sources here they may have been trying to eye. Now got a pair of falconets. They find a good volley there on the longbows. Does get another good hit there on the longbows. One of the falconets do go down. Both falconets are now down. The explorer managed to kill him off. He's at full health as well. You can perhaps use the crack shock ability now. Carolyn's going into melee. Longbowmen have to maintain their range. Their melee attack is not good versus heavy infantry. Actually, they do actually have a bit of extra damage versus heavy infantry. Nothing too significant though compared to their range attack. Got a bit of better musketmen there. Some of these villagers being brought on in and they're being gunned down. The Swede can't be losing all these villagers like this. He lost a good number of villagers. He's down to 31. His opponent is at 59. So it's not looking good for the Swede. The Swede, last time I checked, had a master reserve of all resources. No one gets a master reserve of gold. He may want to eye for the whale himself. British villagers now claiming up these berry bushes. They don't last all too long. He does have a pair of falconets, which will do some great work. And now they're setting on up. They get a good volley there. Carolyn's coming in melee. Let's take out both those falconets. He still has a good force of skirmishers here. Carolyn's starting to get ripped apart. There's 12 remaining. His opponent has an army of 35 here. Both of his longbowmen have gone down. The Brit's actually pretty low in food at the moment. Got more reinforcing Carolyn's now. These villagers backing off out of this area. Now got some prospector wagons being put on the field. Which are permanent copper mines. Which are, they do last for 2,000 gold. Yep, so he reinforced his torch with more gold deposits. That helps him collect up, well, more gold. Since he's had a very little deposits remaining. Now it's listed the Carolyn to find a good volley there, taking out some of these musketmen. More longbows being put on the field, as well as more fishing ships for blue. So on transition to get out some resources from the sea and its bounty. Yellow has a significant amount of fishing ships here. Remember, the fish are temporary food sources, while the whale deposits are infinite gold.
Yes.
English definitely has a larger force here, 52 units versus 22. Does get a good volley down one of the musketmen, but those longbowmen still pose a massive threat for him. Got a pair of defensive culverin here. Let's see, what can the Swede deploy on cards? Get out some more. Each torp spawns berry bush containing 1,000 food. They call it an infinite amount of times. That's not half bad. Some Jaegers, some more fishing. All heavy infantry points increased by 15%. That could have been useful a bit of time ago. Of course, you want everything immediately, but that's simply just not a possibility. He could try eyeing for some... He does actually have the landmark back here, the House of Ordenburg, in order to get out some additional XP. Looks like now is eyeing for the trade post. Was it deployed out a fishing yard there? Maybe it'll raid his opponent's fish. But right now, Yellow has a massive force taking out some of these torps. The copper mine says it has 100 health. I wonder if it can actually be torched down. It is technically owned as well. These torps are going down. Got this Carolyn's trying to advance onto these culverins. He could just ignore those, honestly. Now he's going to be hitting some of these exposed villagers. There's actually some of his berry bushes actually here from his torps. Because I see they're like blue. Yeah, Swedish. They're technically owned by the Swedes. Some of these villagers are getting hit, but he does have a decent escort for defense force. The Explorer has been playing. Carolyn's getting some good damage there. Now got these veteran musketmen advancing up north. He's going to have some more musketmen and more longbows. Oops. Now those Carolines are being back in the corner there. The longbowmen are going to be in range for the rest of the conflict. Overruns to get a pot shot in there as well. He does spot all these fishing ships. Got a Swedish fishing ship here. And Blue's fishing ships do get force them back. He also has a massive force here. Blue simply does not have... Oh, he's even running out of the resources back here. He does have a good amount of berry bushes he can potentially use. Carolyn's trying to go into melee now. Getting some good damage on these longbows. As the longbows fall back, they will get gunned down immediately. Now I got some defensive, more Carolyn's right there. Good volley there from the culverin. Culverins, they don't do a lot of damage to other targets other than siege and other artillery pieces there. Now got a fresh pair of falconets put on the field. This base is his last chance of stabilizing the game. He's getting some good counter hits there, but his backline resources are simply just expiring very quickly. Falconet's pushing the way forward. Gets a good volley there, but the culverin's trying to pursue. He has no Carolines on the build queue. It's all up to his 3 falconets. Trying to hold back there. Does get a massive volley of those musketeers. Gets another good volley there as well. Backing off, trying to avoid the culverins. Another culverins field. The culverins does draw the fire of the culverins. Massive hits there from the falconets. I don't think this is enough. Even wipes out this army. More English forces now streaming on in. Does take on the culverins there, or falconets there. Culverins still firing away. And now the falconets being gunned down. And looks like Blue does back of the game now. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on next replay.